When I play a Borderlands game, I am looking for three things: a compelling story, innovative gameplay, and a rewarding endgame.
Numbers. My favorites are the big ones.
Character customization. All right.
Why aren't you looking down at me?
It's not even.
Holy shit!
Hello.
Oh my god, what did you do to your character?
The one eye, you mean?
Oh my god, he's
No,
talking. I didn't see his lipstick before that. Spells are the greatest things since laser guns. They had some small ideas in Assault on Dragon Keep, but in this game they went all out. I get to rain meteors from the sky? I get to throw out lightning? I'm gonna kill my voice with this. I get to turn people into sheep. And with the spell shot, I get to have two spells at once? Shink. Boom. 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 Chaka chaka. Boom. Shing. Crossbows, on the other hand, aren't as perfect. They fit the aesthetic and they were fun to mess around with at the start. But the fact that enemies can straight up dodge bolts and that real cooler guns also exist kind of makes their slow moving projectiles more annoying than interesting. Overall, it's a lot of fun in this game to run around and just shoot things. If you can find things to shoot. Finally, the story is getting good. What? Wonderlands has the second worst Borderlands story ever told. The entire plot is, spoilers, stop the bad guy that killed Bud Stallion. That's it. There's no real twists or turns in the narrative, and any obstacle that comes up between you and that goal is temporary and easily overcome. Almost by design. So you spend the first 90% of the game frolicking around an undeniably beautiful landscape that has no stakes. But the last 10% of the game does a hard 180 and introduces a bunch of interesting concepts into the world. Tina feels alone. Wait a minute. Why is she alone? When does this game take place? Before 3 or after 3? If it's before 3, did she just isolate herself after Roland died? But that wouldn't make any sense because we played Bunkers and Badasses after 2, and in that story she learns to accept Roland's death, and she is obviously still close with everyone there, so it has to take place after 3? But that doesn't make sense either. She still looks young in Wonderlands, at least younger than she is in 3, and even if that was just a design choice, in 3 she's arguably closer to Mordecai and Brick than in 2. And there'd be no way that she would ever feel alone then, unless, I don't know, some major accident happened that got everyone on both Sanctuary and Pandora killed. But that wouldn't happen. Lilith is way too responsible as the leader of the Crimson Race. Oh, wait, no, she sacrificed herself and left Ava in charge.
Sanctuary's yours, Ava. Be ready.
It's very interesting to observe his facial expressions at the exact moments he abandons fake behavior. These are the very brief junctures in which his true self appears to surface.
I seem to have gotten a little sidetracked. Where was I? Oh, right. Tina feels alone and wants to continue playing B&B, so she makes up random pitfalls to make the trip take longer.
Roadblock, you're gonna have to go through the ancient, catacombs. Oh, no!
And the Dragon Lord, the main villain, begins to use this to instill doubt into your character.
She wants you to think you're special, unique, one of a kind. Do you even have a name, Fate Maker? Has anyone ever said it? Has she? Yeah. Didn't think so.
Using the fate energy he's been collecting, he also starts to change the story for his benefit. But Tina still has ultimate control and begins to change his story to his dismay.
Weird. Actually, the Dragon Lord seems terrified of you destroying the device.
Minions, protect that device at all costs. Wait, how'd you do that?
There are a lot of great ideas that are brought up here, but they all exist in literally the last mission of the game. Sure, the Dragon Lord uses fate to kill Butt Stallion at the start of the game, but wouldn't it have been cool if he and Tina were constantly battling for control throughout the entire game? Wouldn't it be cool to see Tina making up these arbitrary roadblocks to make the game run longer, and the Dragon Lord using his control to turn them into things that are much worse? Wouldn't it be cool to have this overarching theme of control, where Tina doesn't know how to make friends, so she uses B&B as a way to connect with other people? But it's not going as planned, so they aren't reacting to her story the way she wants them to. And they begin fighting with both her and themselves over how the game is supposed to be played. And all while this is happening, the Dragon Lord is furthering those rifts by changing her well-crafted story and planting seeds of doubt into your character's head. Wouldn't it be cool? Everything I've said isn't coming out of thin air. All of this is hinted at in the game, with some piece of dialogue here or some character there that gets changed, but it comes up randomly, and whenever it does come up, it's resolved and forgotten about in the same mission.
Didn't like Sara, and you probably don't like me, and you're gonna leave, and I'm gonna be all alone again.
What? Tina, we're not leaving. We're having fun playing this game with you.
Yeah, that boss fight was awesome! And Newbie's kicking Mega Turbo butt as the Fate Maker.
So you're gonna stay?
Like you said, fate doesn't divide us. Fate brings us together.
Of course we're staying. I want to see how this ends. And maybe Kasara could even come back as a friendly ghost.
Nah, she's dead. I'm over it. Quest complete!
The story had the potential to be really interesting, but after the backlash of 3, I feel like they just played it safe. It's not to say it's horrendous or even anywhere near as bad as 3. We'll get to that later. It's still fun to see the mind of Tina at work. The side quests are enjoyable. Most of the jokes got a good chuckle out of me, and collecting dice is always fun. For like the first 100 or so anyway.
I know it's our job to help this guy and everything, but I think this guy's a lost cause. Why don't we just cut our losses and get out of here?
But it's short, and the story doesn't really offer me any reason to pay attention. It's disappointing at worst and serviceable at best. They just didn't follow through with anything that would make the story truly memorable. Luckily, you don't have to play through the story again, with one of the best in-game farming loops I've seen in just about any looter shooter. It takes the idea of OP levels from 2 and turns it into a roguelike system, where you go into dungeons and fight hordes of enemies and mini-bosses across different levels, with the final level always being a random boss. Throughout the run, you get crystals, and you can use those crystals to buff runs to make them easier, or take the risk and give enemies buffs for more crystals. And at the end of every run, you can use those crystals on loot bunnies that give you the exact type of loot that you want. You want spells? Yes. You want pistols? Yes. You want to farm Zomboss for an hour and 20 minutes only to get a bunch of class mods that aren't even close to good, and a chaotic version of your gun that is somehow weaker than the one you already have? Yes! So, we have a solid new system, a mediocre story, and an amazing endgame. Would I recommend it? Yeah. I don't think the base game is as good as Borderlands 2, and to a lesser extent, the pre-sequel, but it's definitely worth that $60 price point. As far as that $80 price point though, the pre-sequel had some garbage DLC, and 3 was kinda redeemed by it, so who knows what the future will hold for this game. But for now, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like, and please tell me how your day went in the comments below. It doesn't even have to be about Borderlands. You just had a good day and you want to share. It's right there, baby. I read them all the time. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.